um,
Um,
Wow, I should have thought about this first, right?
I would say Alpha is like it's a small group, right? It's a community. It's a way for people to kind of come together, just talk about their weeks, talk about how I guess God is working in their lives. It's not your typical small group in the sense that we don't open up a Bible and say, let's read a verse together or anything like that, but rather we say, how are kind of like the bigger questions in life being addressed in our day to day.
I heard about Alpha my first term, and it was actually the first time they had done Alpha, so that would have been roughly a year ago, and Leon announced it on a Sunday with Adenia, said there was going to be free food, and that Sunday I was like, oh, I don't have anything cooked, might as well check it out, and I loved it from that day on.
A friend of mine used to go to Alpha on Saturdays, and so I figured that, well, I don't have any big thing happening Saturday evening. I should do something in the evening. I was looking for like maybe a fellowship group for church, and so I went with her one time, and yeah, I've been coming since.
I decided to come because I liked that it was a co-ed study, and also because they said it was open, so I felt like I could invite a lot of my classmates and friends who weren't Christians to it, and they would be more receptive to coming. My first impression was of Adenia probably coming in freaking out about the fact that there were no cookies and she didn't know how many people were going to come. And I just remember her bubbly little laugh and just the wonderful company that was inside Alpha and how open they were and cheerful. I really liked it. I'm pretty solid in my faith, but the video still had new information to me. So that was really interesting. And then I also did bring some people who weren't strong in their faith or who were still exploring, so it was interesting to see what stood out to them versus me.
My first impression, I think it was very, very impressive. I was really, really impressed because thinking it was going to be a new converts class, and I realized going after the first class that it was actually more than just a new converts class. It was as someone who's a new convert and where I was in my walk in life, in my Christian walk, I was still learning so much from a supposedly new converts class. So I honestly, the food.
I can't say the food, right?
I liked that it was open, it was judgment-free, and that the people there were nice. The host was nice, the volunteers were nice, there was food, it was lots of stuff. And after we watched the video and heard what was said in the video, we could talk about it. And even while we're in small groups talking about the video and stuff like that, we'll have even questions that are sort of related to the video, but more related to people's individual lives or what questions they have concerning Christianity. And it's just very good to hear those perspectives and also to just talk about them.
Overall, I think I learned a lot. This is what I believe. Alpha, I think has another dimension of revelation it gives to the same basic principles of the Christian walk. I think it gives you another dimension of that same fundamental principles that we think we know. So you think you know something, but it gives honestly, it just opens a new dimension of it to me, and that I really enjoy that much. I enjoyed that to the uttermost. Yeah.
I think the people, for sure. I really enjoy just coming and sitting with people and saying, let's not talk about school, right? Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about, what our place is in the universe, what, how God is working in our lives, or even just, what does it mean to what is goodness? What is badness? Like how do we define different things? What is justice? Right? Like taking a concept that is something that you need to talk about, that isn't just like, yeah, we all have it figured out, and spending 5, 10, 15 minutes actually communicating with someone else and saying, yeah, that's interesting. I've never looked at it that way.
I think
they're really good discussions. There'd be like 5 questions, you might only get to 2 because everybody is just building off of each other. And it's nice because it's not always specifically faith-based. It's like in life or practical ways or just things that we interact with each other. Or I don't know, it was cool exploring that aspect and then having other people to bounce off of too because they can put more into the conversation.
I think the company and the people. At first, you walk into these small groups, you really don't know who it is. Some of them are from CSA, but you don't recognize their face. Some of them are friends that were brought from CSA. And as the weeks go by, you really grow with them and you get to hear their minds and their thoughts. So yeah.